I saw this story, man, and shout out to my fiance too. She brought this up to me earlier. I saw this, and I was just like, man, this is really dope. This is really really dope. So there's this new program in Louisiana called Dads on Duty, and basically a group of 40 concerned dads teamed up to make their kids in this Louisiana high school a safer place. So these kids, they had over 23 students arrested within like a 3-day period at this high school, Southwood High School, and
Wow.
it was just a lot of violence, a lot of fights, a lot of just crazy stuff happening, and you know the dads, 40 dads came in and stepped up and said, hey, we got to do what's best for our kids. And so they got together and they started uh, taking turns pretty much patrolling the school and just being like a positive male influence in the school. And what's crazy about this story, man, is that since this has started, not one fight has broken out since. And we should highlight this because this is telling you without a shadow of a doubt how important it is for the man of the household or a male figure is to these kids. Like
Hmm.
this is a primary source right here that you can take and see like, wow, when the fathers are involved and care about their kids are showing up, what they can immediately stop the craziness happening in the schools and stuff. And
Hmm.
this is what has been missing in our culture in our generation for a while. I mean, that whole crack epidemic that happened wasn't by mistake. I mean, they knew that the strongest part of the black family was the head of the family, the father. You take him out of the home, and then the family crumbles. You know,
Yeah.
and we've had that on a massive scale. It's not like this hasn't always been the case, right? I mean, back right after slavery, black families were normal. I mean, we were building, we were growing, we had the same economic wealth as we do today, which is crazy. But when they planted that drug into our communities, and it tore our families apart, locking people up, you know, having people turn to drugs and stuff like that, completely destroy the families, and the kids suffer from that. What I mean, violence came because of that. What I mean, people look to the streets as their parents. What I mean, they were literally, when people say they were raised by the streets, they mean that shit. Their moms
Yeah.
were working. Their moms were working hard, trying to either provide for the kids, and they were being mom and dad and working all the time. They had no time to raise, these kids, so the streets had to raise them. And so
Exactly.
I'm bringing this back full circle because I just thought that this was just amazing to see a bunch of, positive male figures come in, step in, and decided to say like, hey, we're going to help change this. We can't rely on anybody else to fix this. These are our kids. This is our community. This is our people. Let us be the ones to come together and make this change. And I just think it's amazing, man. And I think we should highlight it. So,
Yeah. And I want to. Who does this article say um how many kids are in the school?
let me see. I can probably look it up for us. Southwood High School, Louisiana. Let me see if I can pull up how many kids are in there.
Because my point goes to this is 40 dads
Right.
stepping up. I'm gonna say the school gotta have at least 500. It's a
Yeah.
high
Just
school. The 405.
4 or 5. Yeah.
Okay, so 405. So and you only got 40 dads stepping up.
Yeah.
That speaks to your point of the weight that they carry
Right.
and the weight that the male figure carries in
Right.
our lives. Because not a single fight. I
It
know
stopped
kids
immediately.
that would fight the dad on duty.
Right, right. Fight the
Um,
security guard, fight the teacher, fight whoever. You know what I mean? They don't care.
yeah,
But the fact that these fathers came in, and I'm sure like there's obviously going to be some kids in here who don't have a father, but the fact that there's a father figure
yeah,
coming in caring enough, you already know, man. It's a tribe, man. A tribe that sticks together. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Grows together, and they're probably taking care of all these kids as if they're their kids. You know what I mean?
Exactly. They're stepping up to be the OGs, and that's one of the things
Yeah.
that, but even in the streets. Like I'm not from the hood, I'm not from the streets, but I know people who are, and I know people who live that life and all that good stuff. Well, not good, but all that stuff. Um, and one thing that I keep hearing and seeing is it seems like in the for the most part the OGs skip the generation. Like this generation doesn't really have legitimate OGs teaching them how to run the game, how to operate. And now we got kids getting shot up and women getting beat and shot up and just random murders and like things aren't running the way they did when there was guidance. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Just in general. And now, obviously, I'm going to the extreme and talking about, the hood and gangs and things like that. But that's where you see, that's where you can have the best example of missing guidance and missing a father figure, somebody to guide you and how to move. Because the kids without the fathers are normally the ones, you know what I'm saying, who
Hmm.
they're more loose with their actions, you know what I'm saying? Because they didn't have the balance that is necessary. It takes a village to raise a child. It's not just the mom. Now, moms can be successful, they're super women.
Absolutely.
Like we all know that.
Absolutely.
Dads can be successful, they can be supermen. We all know that. But you put them both together and you put a family around it and you put guidance in, man, I'm telling you, everybody's scared of that. We know that. Everybody's scared of that. For the black community to come back together, do that, you know what I'm saying? To recreate what we had on Black Wall Street and things like that. That's why they tore it apart. But
Hmm.
we can see here, and we have plenty of other examples from famous people to random stories about people we've never heard of, showing that you step up and you put this guidance into the community and you can take off.
Right. And when people say defund the police, they're not just saying like, hey, just stop funding the police and let people run wild. It's just like, no, there's programs like this that the
Yeah,
state and
reallocate the funds.
the state and if the state got behind a program like this, like, hey, this is working here. Let's
Yeah,
apply this not to this high school, but the rest of the schools in Louisiana that are dealing with this
right.
kind of stuff, and let's put some funding behind it. You know what I mean? It's something as simple as
Yeah,
that. Instead of you spending all this money on the shit that don't work, spend the money
right.
on the stuff that works.
And there's gonna be dads in every community, in every school that want to be a part of it. The next thing you know,
Absolutely.
moms are gonna find something that they can do as well, and it's a big snowball effect. It
Snowball effect,
doesn't
man.
stop. When you start something good, it piles and piles and piles if you keep up with it. And that's what can happen here. We could see a wave of positive movement in these schools and in these kids' lives. And we're going to start seeing younger black billionaires, millionaires, college graduates,
Yeah.
younger black successful business owners, younger black successful everything is going to come from this. Like, I watch. You wait and see, man. The school's graduation rate is probably going to jump from this.
Exactly. Exactly, man. And just to quote, um, just to quote one of the fathers here, man. They didn't say who his name was, but just to quote one of the fathers, he said, "Not everybody has a father figure at home or a male, period, in their life. So just to be here makes a big difference."
Yep.
And that exactly what we just mentioned, man. Like just to have that positive male influence on these kids is going to benefit them. And like you said, man, it's become a snowball effect. Think about the communities that can come together because of this. This is
Uh-huh.
it doesn't just stop at the school. These are
Right.
kids living in a community in the neighborhood, and think about how this is going to expand and grow the community that they're in together. You know what I mean? So I think this is an amazing program. Shout out to the dads on duty. Um,
Yeah.
you guys are amazing role models, and I hope the entire country pays attention to this. Shout out to Revolt for, issuing this story out, getting it out to the public. And yeah, man, more states should implement this program in their schools, man, because obviously it works.
Yeah.
Top hill, top hill, top hill. They don't know. Top hill, top hill.